My name is Vincenzo Tedesco, and I am currently postdoctoral researcher in medieval history at the University of Messina. I got my bachelor's degree with a thesis on the figure of Lelio Sozzini, who was an important proponent of the 16th century Anabaptism and anti-Trinitarism, and I got my master's degree with a thesis in medieval history on the Waldensian experience in Calabria from the first settlement, probably 14th century, to the repression occurred in 1561. I have also done my PhD work on the control of the orality in early modern Siena, based on around 150 inquisitorial trials. The title of my postdoctoral project is Inquisition and Magic in the Late Middle Ages, a research based on treatises and trial sources. The research aims to investigate the ways in which the Roman Church dealt with the magical phenomenon during the last centuries of the Middle Ages, both from the theological doctrinal point of view and from that of procedural practice. To fulfill this purpose, it is necessary to analyze sources of different nature, starting from the official documents produced by the Roman Curia, and in particular the papal bulls, of which it is important to understand the premises and the effects that they had in guiding the repressive apparatus. A further field of investigation is that of the treatises that revolve around the judges of the faith, that is, the inquisitorial manuals, which plays a fundamental role in the formation of the inquisitorial friars and in the definition of a complex and univocal procedure, as well as the production of works on specific topics related to magic and its framework from the heretical point of view. For example, those of the 15th century by Johannes Nieder, Girolamo Visconti, Heinrich Kramer, Ulrich Molitor, in which references abound to historical events and to the ways in which the educated classes perceived the peculiar elements of the magical tradition. Furthermore, the analysis of the procedural sources of the Italian area plays a fundamental role in the research, which make it possible to understand to what extent the repression really unfolded, where the Inquisition operated, as well as to understand to what degree the secular authorities, interested more in the practical implication of the maleficia than to the doctrinal one, contributed to the condemnation of magicians and sorcerers. The archives in which the research is carried out are mainly located in some areas of central and northern Italy, known for the sentences that were imposed by the authorities. However, for the late medieval period, the primary documentation is rather fragmentary, so it is necessary to take into consideration also other types of sources and, in particular, the homiletics literature, which makes possible to find out numerous references to trials and convictions of which there are no documents remained. The research is based in a multidisciplinary perspective, since for what concerns the study of the modalities of the repression of otherness carried out by the Inquisition and other forums, secular and ecclesiastical, it is fully part of the history of law. Moreover, as regards the examination of magical and witchcraft practice, as well as their perception in late medieval society, it concerns cultural history. Finally, an investigation into the subjects who were involved in the rituals, it is part of the dynamics of social history. As can be noticed, my research field is not directly linked to moving goods for charity, which is the specific subject of the training school. But I think that the training school's goals are connected to my research interest in various ways, and mainly from a chronological, geographical, and social anthropological point of view. In addition, the focus on the role played by different religious traditions, which is part of the course, is specifically connected with my other research topics, which frequently intersect some ethnic and religious minorities in Europe, and in particular in some areas of the Italian peninsula. These communities, like Jews, Waldensians, and other individuals or groups of individuals considered heretics or infidels by the Roman Church, if on the one hand they were victims of a more or less important phenomenon of marginalization, which sometimes led them to migrate and to safer areas, on the other hand, with their presence and their specificity, they influenced in various ways the history of the places where they lived. Thank you for listening to me and see you in Bologna.